Hey guys, Mark Robinson here. I am your host of the Wealth Rewired podcast, and today here's a banger, right? I'm gonna be talking about why you're busy but not wealthy. Okay, and I can tell you right now, there are a lot of busy people out there that are not wealthy, and this is why, right? Because I can tell you right now that that busy is the new broke. Yeah, busy is the new broke. Busyness creates the illusion of progress while secretly draining momentum. And I, from my personal experiences, right, I can quite often find that when I need to do something, I just get busy. Right, it's like a procrastination. It's a survival mechanism. I can feel it, and it's like, come on, Mark, just get focused, get clarity. Yeah, I can tell you that right now. And and when you think about it, right, what I've found is broke people measure effort, right? Wealthy people measure outcomes. I'm flat out is usually the code for I'm unfocused. And I know what it is. Like, hey man, how you going? Oh yeah, busy. Yeah, are you busy or are you productive? Right? Because I can tell you right now that busyness keeps you reactive, not strategic. Say that again, right? Busyness keeps you reactive, not strategic. Yeah. Being busy often means you're working in your life, not on your wealth. In your life, not on your wealth, right? So, how do you spot wealth training activities in your calendar? Right? Anything that keeps you in admin mode instead of investor mode. And look, there are times, right, where you have to put on several hats and whatever the case may be, and you can't be the CEO of your life all the time. Right, and I genuinely mean that, and maybe you can, right? Maybe that's just a limiting belief that I have, right? But I can, just a good example is, recently we've launched a banking platform here in Australia, and I've found that we don't have the big team, and so it's all hands on deck, and you've got to, jump in and do what's possible, what you need to do. Yeah. But if it stays in that space, right, then I know that you're just trying to be busy and you don't have the clarity or the confidence to move forward, right? So anything that keeps you in admin mode instead of investor mode, right? Meetings that don't lead to decisions, deals, or directions. I cannot stand having meetings for the sake of having meetings. Yeah. If there's not decisions going to be made, or there's no deals being done, or direction to be had, I'm out. I don't want to be there. All right. I got other things to do. And I don't mean by other things to do being busy. I enjoy going to the gym. I enjoy doing cold plunges these days, breath work. It's summertime here in Queensland. I keep looking out there because the sun is over our swimming pool. I'm going, man, that looks beautiful. I'm gonna go chill out in the sun for a bit. Yeah. Right. But what other draining activities are in your calendar, right? Tasks that feel urgent but don't move the numbers that matter. Right? Tasks that feel urgent but don't move the numbers that matter. Now, don't get me wrong, there's going to be some things that you have to do, right? Because sometimes it's just us in our investment business. Remember, we've always said, guys, that investing is a business and you got to treat it as such, right? Like when you're opening up a brokerage account, or you're opening up a gold, you want to buy some gold, you're opening up a gold account and it's in your company or your trust or your self-managed super fund. There's a lot of admin to be done, and you may be that person, right? And you're the only person in your business, right? In your investing business. But get it done and get it done fast, right? Just block out the time really quickly and then move into more of the strategic stuff, right? Make that sense, yeah? Activities that you do out of guilt or habit, not intention. Activities that you do out of guilt or habit, not intention. Yeah. Or low value tasks that could be delegated, automated, or deleted. And guys, I can tell you right now, in 2026, we are going to do a lot more episodes on AI, the types of tools that you can bring in for your investing side of things. There are so many things nowadays that you can automate, right? And really, really fast. And so, if it is just you, right, in your investing business, delegating it to who doesn't count, right? So, but soon enough, you'll be able to delegate it to AI bots to get a lot of the stuff done and a lot of the admin stuff done. Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah. So what are the Wealth Rewired hierarchies of priority? Yeah. To me, like I said, it's just my opinion, guys. But priority number one is your nervous system, because you decide better, right, when you're calm rather than being chaotic, right? You decide better being calm than chaotic. So your number one priority is your nervous system. And we've spoken about a number of times about doing breath work, walking away from the screen, moving a bit, all that sort of stuff helps reset your nervous system so you can actually make decisions better. Yeah. Priority number two, your identity. Who you're becoming determines everything else. And this is why I built this future bot, right? I'm going to release it in 2026, guys. And because I'm, tweaking with it at the moment, but I genuinely believe the only person you can hold yourself accountable to is your future self. Yeah. And so I've built this identity. I know that I am. And when I'm talking to myself, I go, I know it sounds weird, but I've even said, man, that was a great idea. And my future self goes, of course, Mark, you created it. And I go, wow, it thinks so much like me. Yeah, even cheeky, but cheeky like me as well, right? Priority number three, your cash flow and runway, right? The safety net that buys you smarter decisions. And this can be things like building out your foundational assets, or it could be making sure you've got rainy day money, or you've got a credit card that you will never use unless for absolutely emergencies, etc., etc. And you start to build the cash flow so you don't have to do overtime at work or work on the Saturdays, or be able to employ that bookkeeper so you don't have to do any of the stuff you don't want to do. Yeah. Then priority number four is skill acquisition. So skills create leverage and skills create income. So if you're not good at doing something, sometimes the best thing you can do, right, in your business, or even if you're an employee, right, is to hire an admin person a couple of hours a week just to, find, get your self-managed super fund together, or to get your trust documents together, or help you collate what you need to open up a brokerage account, or help do research, etc., etc. Right? So when you leverage those skills, I know what I'm good at, right? And I make sure that I try and stay in that zone as much as humanly possible, right? I delegate as much as I can to the people that like to do the other type of work that I don't like to do. Yeah. Can I build a website? Yeah, I absolutely can. Should I build a website? Absolutely not. Yeah. And priority number five, guys, strategic investing. It's got to be disciplined, it's not emotional, and it's not rushed. Yeah. We talk about, how you can build a cash flow plan, right? Turn 10 grand into 10 grand a month income in 18 months. Yeah. And the plan works, right? When you're disciplined, when you're focused, and when you're not rushing it. And why I find a lot of the time that people join our community because of a cash flow plan. However, excuse me, once you join the community, we actually slow you down. We want you to build a 10-year plan first, right? We want you to build the longer term picture so that you can make decisions that are not based on short-term needs, right? They're not based on emotional things that you do. Yeah. I really want you to understand that. So when you're looking at what you need now, I can tell you the best thing that you maybe for you to do is to actually, expand on the picture and look further out rather than what you need right now. Yeah? Does that make sense, guys? Hope it does, yeah? So, the one question that cuts 50% of your to-do list, yeah? The one question, straight off the bat, guys, does this move me towards my wealthy future self, or does it maintain my current self? And you can do this. I don't know why I've got a bloody itchy nose today. Right, so those are the watching guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm bloody such an itchy nose. Those are the listening. You have no idea what I'm talking about. So guys, does this move me towards my wealthy future self, or does it maintain my current self? Right, and if the answer isn't a clear yes, then delete, delegate, or delay. Yeah, delete, delegate, or delay. If it's not a clear yes, right? Because most people will stay busy maintaining the identity they're trying to outgrow. Stop maintaining it. Yeah, get out of it. Move into that next person. Move into that, right? So your to-do list usually reflects fear more than vision. Your to-do list usually reflects fear more than vision. So you need to cut your tasks. By cutting your tasks, it creates clarity, right? And clarity compounds your wealth. Yeah? So guys, a simple system to move from chaos to leverage in 30 days, right? I hope you're enjoying the last few episodes, guys. I've been giving you homework to do, right? Right, without a doubt. Week 1, do an audit. Identify time leaks, identify emotional leaks, energy leaks. Do a complete audit on your whole life. The time one is quite an easy one to do, guys. You could have all 3 right in the same spot. But what we do is when you join IAW is we actually get you to map out your time. What have you done? Because the reason being we get you to do this is because most people say, I don't have an extra 2, 3, 4, 10 hours a week to focus on my wealth. I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah. So we do an audit. We actually find out where are you wasting time? We all have 24 hours in the day, 7 days a week. Right. So where is it? And we find minimum of 5 to 10 hours a week. Even the busiest of people, right? We've had people with 5 kids, right? And we find time that they can just to focus on their wealth creation, their wealth education, right? Which leads to their wealth wealth. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Or their leads to their wealth. Does it make sense? Yeah. Wealth education leads to wealth creation. Oh my God. Time for a break. Alrighty. Week 2, automate. Remove repetitive tasks that drain you. Get something else to do it. I'm going to say someone else, right? But where possible, automate it as much as you can, right? Week 3, delegate. Hand off anything below your wealth hourly rate. Yeah. And I remember many, many years ago, right? When I was in real estate and I was mowing the lawn, my boss couldn't get hold of me for the afternoon. Yeah. And he finally got hold of me and he goes, oh, Mark, what were you doing? So, oh, look, I was just mowing the lawn. And he said, okay. So the next day when I was in the office, he pulled me into his office and he said, all right, Mark, what do you want to be worth, right? And I remember way back then, it was something like, I don't know, I want to be worth $300 an hour or whatever it may be. And he goes, and how long did it take for you to mow the lawn and all that sort of stuff? And I said, oh, it was a couple of hours. And he goes, so it cost you $600 to mow the lawn. And I, thought about it for a second. I went, well, okay. And after that, I just hired someone for $60. Yeah. Right. And I still do it to this day. I still hire someone, and I think the part that, some of those tasks, right, I do because sometimes it just, I don't know, therapeutic sometimes, right? I mean, cleaning the pool is something that I really enjoy because there's just something about seeing a pool go from, dirty to clean, sparkling clean, just soothes my soul. Yeah. So there are some things there, but wherever possible, guys, delegate all that stuff so you can really focus on your wealth hourly rate. Yeah. Now, here's a bizarre thing. You may need to delegate the automation side, right? So you go week 1 audit. Yeah, you can't delegate that. Week 2, you want to automate things. So what you may not be able to automate everything because you may not have the skill set. I know I don't, right? But write down the task that it is, and then in week 3, delegate the automation. Okay, makes sense, yeah. And then week 4, elevate. And what I mean by that is spend 70% of your time in high leverage, high return activities. And this also goes if you're an employee, guys. Don't get me wrong, it's much better, or definitely relates more to those of us that are in business. But the same thing applies as an employee, right? Nowadays, what task could you delegate, that somebody else in the office should be doing or someone else in the organization should be doing, and it's not you, right? What could you automate, right? And this isn't, I can tell you right now, quality bosses would recognize if you automated a lot of your tasks so you can spend more time on the high value stuff, man, they're going to reward you for that. And I got to say, the quality bosses, right? Some people, you'll automate your job and they'll just sack you, yeah? But you'll find if you're the right employee, you got the right boss, it won't happen, yeah? So you'll be fine on that one. So just know, guys, that leverage is simply the ability to create more from less, right? Leverage is simply the ability to create more from less, right? And wealth comes from systems, not superhuman efforts, right? And if the next 30 days, the shift can redirect the next decade of your financial life. So, guys, hope you've been enjoying these ones. I love that we've got, these exercises at the end of them. And as always, guys, if you like this episode, click on the like button, subscribe, share it far and wide. The more we can help, the more we can help, right? And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.